Hey everybody, so today we're doing our test corrections for the common assessment that we took yesterday. So my expectations for test corrections are that even if you got it right with a lucky guess, we are going to correctly write the process that should have been done to get the answer correct mathematically. Okay, so if the appropriate or correct work is not on your paper, then you will need to correct your work. Okay, we're not just going to skip it just because we got the answer correct. Okay, all right, let's get started with number 1. So number 1 says a circular railroad crossing sign has a diameter of 30 inches. Which measurement is closest to the area of this sign in square inches? So we're told that the diameter is 30. So I know that the diameter cuts my circle in half. So that right there is 30 inches. And then it says which measurement is closest to the area of the sign. Okay, so I'm looking here for area. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy formula chart, and I'm looking in the area section right now. And so area of a circle is pi r squared. So I'm going to go back and write area equals pi r squared. Okay, so I'm going to plug things in. So again, pi, let's see. Pi, it says here, is 3.14, or 22 over 7. I'm going to use my 3.14. And then I need my radius squared. Okay, so it's telling me that my diameter is 30. And I know that my radius is half the diameter. So it goes from the center to the edge of the circle. So divided by 2 is 15, and that's going to be my radius. So my radius is 15, and the formula says that it needs to be squared. Okay, something we spent a good deal of time talking about is that squared means we're multiplying this 15 by itself. We're not doing 15 times 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and square 15. So I'm going to multiply 15 by 15. 5 times 5 is 25. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 2 is 7. You should be writing this if you don't have it. I'm going to put a 0 because I'm on the second number. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. I'm going to go ahead and add them up. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. So again, I have my 3.14 times 225. Okay. Now looking at these numbers, they're all pretty far apart. So if you went ahead and just did 225 times 3, you still would get close enough to the correct answer. Most of my students I saw multiplying 3.14 times 225. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so 4 times 5 is 20. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 2 is 7. 3 times 5 is 15. Put a 0, I'm on my second number. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. I have 2 zeros because I'm on my third. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. I'm going to add them up. 0, 7 plus 8 is 15, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7. I have 2 numbers to the right of the decimal, so 2 numbers to the right of the decimal, so 706.50. So there we go. All right, let's go on to problem number 2. So problem number 2, we are looking, let's see, it says Miss Luna used a semicircle, rectangle, and a right triangle to form the figure shown. What is the best estimate of the area of the figure in square yards? Okay, so there were 2 different ways that we could solve this problem, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the way that most students solved it, and then I'll show you another way you could have gone about it. Alright, so I always like to start with the easiest shape, so I'm going to start with my rectangle. Alright, so my rectangle, and then I'm going to go to my formula chart. So area of a rectangle, it says is A equals BH. So A equals base times height. So I have a base and a height of 8 and 6. 8 is what goes to the edge of the rectangle. So 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, so that is that shape. Right, now I'm going to go ahead and do the triangle. Alright, so if my rectangle here has a left side of 6, then the right side has to be 6 for the rectangle. And then, here, let me move it on the outside. Okay, and then I need this bottom piece, right? I need my base because triangle, my formula chart says A equals 1/2 base times height. So I still have my base, or my 1/2. The base is this piece here, okay? So what I know is that from here to here, that's going to be 8. And if I go the rest of the way, that gets me to 12. So 12 minus 8 gives me a base of 4 for my triangle. So 4 times 6. Half of 4 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Alright, and then I have a semicircle, which it tells me. So my semicircle is A equals pi r squared divided by 2. Because with composite figures, we're still in this area portion, and I'm using this circle here. So pi r squared. And then I'm dividing it by 2 because it's not a whole circle. I'm cutting the circle in half, and I'm just taking this one piece of it. Okay, so I'm dividing it by 2. So pi is 3.14. I need my radius squared. Okay, so I'm going to go back and look at this circle. So here, this line cuts my circle in half, right? So I know that that is going to be my diameter, because the diameter is what cuts my circle in half. And then half of that is my radius. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So that means r squared is 3 times 3. So that's going to be 9. So 9 divided by 2. Okay. So you have 2 options. We can either simplify here and divide 9 by 2 and then multiply, or you can do 3.14 times 9 and divide it by 2. I'm going to simplify here because I know that 9 divided by 2 is 4.5, because 8 divided by 2 is 4, and I need a half and a half to get to 9, and now I'm going to multiply. Okay, so 3.14 times 4.5. 4 times 5 is 20. 5, 6, 7. 3 times 5 is 15. That is 0. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 3 times 4 is 12. 0. 6 plus 7 is 13. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 2, 3, 4, and I have a 1. I have 1, 2, 3 numbers to the right, so 1, 2, 3 numbers to the right. So I got 14.13, okay? So it's not, oops, I don't know why I put that there, so sorry. It's not one of the pieces, it's wanting the entire area together. So it says area of the figure, okay? So I have 48, I'm gonna line up my decimal, plus 12, plus the 14.13, sorry, I put that way out there. I'm gonna line them up, so 13, 8, 9, 10, plus 4 is 14, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 74.13. So my estimate is going to be about 74. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Number 3 says that a tire for Mr. Escamilla's car is shown below, which is closest to the distance traveled after 2 full rotations. So this is really important. So I have 2 full rotations, and it's talking about distance. Okay, so it's like my tire started here and it went around. That's 1 rotation, and it went around again. So what's really important for this problem is to know that it's asking us for circumference. It's not asking us for area. So that means that I have 2 options. So circumference, I have 2 pi r, or pi times diameter. And it's based on what it gave us. So it gave us from here to here, which is like this. It's cutting the circle in half. So that means that the diameter is my 28. So I'm going to go ahead and use the formula. So C equals pi times diameter. So 3.14 times 28. Okay, so 3.14 times 28. 4 times 8 is 32. 8, 9, 10, 11. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. I'll put a 0 down here. Cross that out. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So 2, 8 plus 1 is 9. 5 plus 2 is 7. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1, 2 numbers to the right. So 1, 2 numbers to the right. Oh look, it's close to 88, but hang on. I'm going to go back and make sure I'm answering what the question asked me it for. It says, what is the closest to the distance traveled in 2 full rotations? Well, this circumference is 1 rotation, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 2 numbers to the right. So it's close, it's 175.84, which is close to 176. Alright, so this next one says a flower garden is composed of 4 congruent semicircles and 1 square. What is the closest to the area? Okay, so if I have a semicircle here and a semicircle here, that makes 1 big circle, right? So these 2 make 1 circle, and these 2 make a circle. So look at that, I have 2 circles, and if I'm doing area, I know I'm going to do equals pi r squared. So I have 3.14 for pi, and my radius squared. So the 4 is going all the way across the center of the circle. So that means my diameter is 4, which means my radius is 2. My radius squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. So 3.14 times 4. And then there's 2 circles. So I'm going to go ahead and put this at the end. So 2 times 4 is 8. So 3.14 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. 8, 9, 10, 11. 24, 25. 2 numbers to the right. Now I also have my rectangle, or my square. So A equals base times height. So 4 times 4 is 16. And then, but it's asking for the whole thing. So I have 25.12 for the 2 circles together. And then plus 16, line up your decimals. And I have, 41.12. There you go.